8:43, this is Breakfast. Now, when Jane Dolby's husband died in a fishing accident 5 years ago, she turned to a charity called Fisherman's Mission for help. She vowed to pay them back for their kindness and support that they showed her.
Spurred on by the success of the Military Wives Choir last year, Jane set up the Fishwives Choir to try to raise money for other families who'd lost loved ones at sea. Jane's here now with fellow choir member Morna young and choir producer Phil Da Costa. Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Well, Jane, this is we spoke to you before. This is the latest step of your campaign, but you're now sort of out there and all performing
together.
We
really are. It's such a surprise to us that people are this interested, and we've had such great support and feedback from the public and the press. It's so exciting.
Tell us a little bit about the choir, because Morna, you're part of it as well.
Yes,
are you all involved in the fishing industry? What's it?
We're all related to the fishing industry in some way. So for me, my dad was a fisherman who was lost at sea when I was 5. But before that, my grandfather and back throughout the generations were all fishing.
So Phil, how many people have you got to direct in this choir?
Well, it's about 25 to 35, and it's 4 soloists, and the rest are the choir members.
Okay, this slightly sensitive question diplomatically, but can they sing?
Yes.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
That's big relief, especially because they're singing for us.
Yeah, exactly. No, they make a lovely noise.
But I mean, the reason I ask that question is because the spirit may be willing, but you're all in together in one cause. Doesn't necessarily mean that because you're in a choir that you would sing well together, but you are all good voices. Did you have an auditioning process?
Himself out
I'm thinking myself.
You really are. It's getting worse.
I'm trying to bail the boat out here.
That's actually a really interesting point, because when women started getting in touch with me, it didn't come on my radar to say, can you sing? The only thing I was interested in was, they connected with fishermen. You know, I was so worried about the authenticity of it. And then, you know, it started to become a bit of an issue. I thought, actually, it's quite important that we all sound okay. But we've had some fantastic vocal coaches, Tommy and Sarah, and they've really knocked us into shape. So, you know, they've really helped us fulfil our potential.
And Morna, interesting that you say you're all connected to the industry, and lots of you I know have had relatives who have died in fishing accidents and all the rest of it. Does that make you have a special connection, do you think?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. When we all first met in Hastings, it was like we'd known each other for years. It was brilliant, wasn't it?
It was. We've been communicating for a long time with emails, so we had to have kind of rapport and relationships, you know, established that way. But meeting each other, it was quite profound. It was very emotional and very exciting. A lot of new friendships have been, you know, born from this.
So, Phil, you've been involved in producing the Military Wives Choir as well.
Yes, I was actually the mixer.
Okay.
On the
so here's another diplomatically tricky question for you. How did the two compare?
Oh, I don't think you can compare like for like, because, you know, you'd upset somebody. They're all great. Yeah. You know, I think that's a diplomatic answer.
It'd be very diplomatic. Jane, this is all really for a cause close to your heart, because I know when your husband died, you needed quite a lot of help financially, didn't you?
Yeah. The Fisherman's Mission were a charity that I'd never ever heard of before, and they kind of just stepped in and supported me and the children. I've got 4 children. Our youngest was 3 at the time of Colin's death, and we couldn't prove that my husband was dead because there was no body. There were absolutely huge financial implications, and the Fisherman's Mission came into our lives. They got involved, they supported us financially, emotionally. They were always there for us, and I promised I'd pay them back, and, you know, I hope they'll be pleased with what we're doing for them.
Sure they will be. But that is an issue, actually, Morna, presumably for all seamen's families when they go missing at sea and are presumed lost, that officially it's very difficult to proceed.
Yeah. Again, when my dad was lost, there was no body recovered, and I think it's really difficult because there's no closure. It's like when someone's missing in action, there's no end point for the family, so which means you can't have a funeral as well. So it's a very, very difficult area.
And did they help you with that as well, Jane? Because it's not just financial help you need, is it?
No, I organised a sort of memorial service in the absence of Colin's body, because I was trying to keep everything as normal as possible for the children. And in a normal death, you have a funeral, you know, within a couple of weeks. So I organised that myself. But the chap from the Fisherman's Mission, Tim Jenkins, he did come and speak at Colin's funeral and the memorial service, and were very significant. you know, in helping.
So, Phil, there's a charity single coming out on
Yes.
August 24th.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about that and the rest of the choir's repertoire.
Well, the recording was done in Hastings. We went to a studio in Hastings, and then after that we went into a few other studios to record the musicians. Then took about 2 or 3 weeks to mix, and as you say, it's available on 24th on iTunes. We're working on new repertoire to, you know, build this up into something which isn't just a, you know, a one-song wonder. So yes, that's all coming along nicely.
And I was going to say, presumably you'd like to take it on the road to a certain extent, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, I never anticipated a life beyond the single. You know, I kept thinking, oh, once the single's out, then that will be a relief. It'll all be finished then, all the madness. But actually, the interest has increased. So we're working on writing some new material. We've got quite a lot of gigs that have been offered to us for next year, and we've got the big group and the smaller group, so we can sort of be quite versatile according to how big the stage is, because there's a lot of us if people want us all.
Tell us about the song as well, because it's a very well-known song, isn't it?
Yes, it's 2 songs mixed together. It's Eternal Father, which is a very well-known, you know, nautical hymn, and actually often sung at fishermen's funerals. And When the Boat Comes In, which everybody associates, you know, with the sea. And they've been mixed together by a fabulous guy called John Puddick. And it sounds pretty good. I think it sounds good.
Oh, that's good. Presumably you get something from each other as well, though, when you're all together singing, just getting together for the event as well, Morna.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there was one point during rehearsals where we had a chat and spoke about, okay, why are we here? And this is for the men that we've lost, and this is for our fishermen. And we sang it together, and it was the first time that everyone just really connected, and because we were all there for the same cause. We don't know each other out with that, but together it was a great moment, actually. It was really good.
Jane and Morna, thank you very much, and
Thank
Phil as
you.
well. Good luck. And I know that you're nervous. I don't know what I can say, but don't be. We're really looking forward to it. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you very much
Thanks for
indeed.
having us.
Good luck.
The single by the Fishwives Choir called When the Boat Comes In and Eternal Father's out on the 24th of August. They will be performing it for us live at the end of the show.
Making me more nervous now. Is it going to be dry today? What's it going to be like? Carol can tell us all about the weather.